Good morning, I'm Clinton Griffiths. The Biden administration is starting off a new year with some progress on the trade front. This comes after USDA and the U.S. Trade Representative's Office received Senate confirmation on key appointees at the end of 2022. Ag Day's Michelle Rook looks at what that means for the administration's trade agenda.
Clinton farm groups have been critical of the administration for the lack of a trade agenda in the first 2 years, including making key trade appointments. However, USDA Under Secretary for Trade Alexis and Chief Ag Negotiator Doug McKalip were finally confirmed by the Senate at the end of 2022. Farm groups repeatedly expressed their disappointment as well that trade was not a priority under the current administration, pointing to the lack of new free trade agreements with partners like the UK or work to renew a trade deal with China. So they've welcomed the new trade leadership as a step in the right direction.
I'm optimistic that the Biden administration is going to get more involved in trade. They're getting a lot of pressure too, and hopefully we can move the needle here because it's really been stagnant for the last 2 years.
Now, McKalip has been on the job for about 7 weeks. He says his office has already made many successes, including reopening pork exports to Ghana. Plus, the U.S. signed a new tariff rate quota agreement with the EU following Brexit.
And this is going to mean tremendous access for rice, almonds, wheat, corn, and frozen beef. So, and there's a lot more work to do in that area, certainly.
Additionally, negotiations in January resulted in India dropping their tariff on U.S. pecans by 70%.
They also eliminated the tariff on industrial ethanol and also eliminated or reduced tariffs on some feed products as well. So some really good progress.
He says China has also lifted cold chain restrictions put in place during the COVID-19 pandemic and approved 6 new GMO traits in cotton, alfalfa, and canola. McKalip admits they do have work to do with China advancing the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework and Mexico's plan to ban GMO corn for human consumption by 2024. Now they're pressing Mexico to adhere to what they signed onto in the USMCA, using science and risk-based assessments for their decision-making on importing U.S. grain.